Hello, welcome to the Enginerdy Show.
I'm St. Jimmy.
I'm Mr. Pold.
DVD.
Wait, let's try.
What?
I'm Mr. Pold.
And I'm Jim.
What? Oh,
We were introducing ourselves at the same time.
I'm DVD.
You are.
I am DVD.
Is that all you're going to say during the podcast?
I am DVD.
Oh, that makes sense.
Our fake sponsor this week is Forrest Gum, because life should be like a box of chiclets.
Chew, Forrest, chew!
Thank you. Speaking of
Mama
chewing,
said life is like a box of gum.
that's
It gets in your hair.
actually not.
I don't think I'd want to chew gum that comes from the forest.
Like tree gum?
Yeah, didn't it start off as like some kind of tree
Like sap or
product?
something?
I don't know. I don't really like gum anyway.
Yeah.
That's why it's a treat.
What? Oh, tree? Because it comes from the forest?
So I took
That's
my
correct.
wife out to this.
You took your wife out?
You have a
favorite-
wife?
I took her to our favorite teriyaki place
Oh, yes.
that we eat at frequently,
Is
and
that reason you're
day.
not saying the name?
it's called Walkin' Teriyaki.
Yeah, we had that yesterday.
Yes, I eat there sometimes.
And I got this. I always order off menu, which
I would like a Big Mac
no,
Big Nuggets
I order things that are on the menu, but they're
and a
not
Whopper.
listed together in a combination.
I want a Big McWhopper. So you take the bottom part of a Whopper, the top part of a...
And put peeps in it.
Yeah! Oh, pizza make everything better.
Hey, keep it down. They might actually do that. But no, both the things I like,
Pizza.
you can get in a combo with teriyaki chicken.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
But I would rather have those two things together than have one of them with teriyaki chicken.
My wife screwed up my order. She said, yeah, I'd like the Mongolian beef combo. Then she was surprised when the guy's like, why didn't I get the sweet and sour? She's like, well, I ordered your combo. It's like, what did you order? Mongolian combo? This is Mongolian beef and it came with rice. Thus making it a combo. She's like, oh,
Anyway, I like the General's chicken and the spicy chicken.
why not get spicy general chicken?
Well, my wife claims that General's chicken is spicy,
In general, spicy is spicy.
Agreed.
but it was a waitress that I'd never seen before there.
Oh.
So I told her, hey, I want the General's chicken and the spicy chicken. And she was like, we can't do that. And I
That's
was
like,
like,
bet me you can't.
Try again.
well,
Hold the other one.
I was like, I mean, that's what I usually get. And she's like, it is? And my wife's like, usually meaning every single time we come here, that's what he gets. And she's like, every time? I'm like,
every
yep,
time.
every time. And she's like, I'll go ask. She goes in the kitchen, comes back, okay. I'm like, why would there be a problem
Why
with
can't
that?
you? Because he should know how to bill you.
It's fine. There's this other younger
This is very nice. The other
woman that's
Yes.
there sometimes, and the first time I ordered that, she was like, we might have to charge you a little more. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, she's very nice. She
$2.
always talks about. I mean, we talked to her once when we were there, like for our anniversary.
Uh-huh.
The very next time he came, she's like, "Oh, did you guys have a good anniversary after you left here?" I
Oh.
was like,
Well, this
"This is customer service." He always gets a big tip.
this last one was an older lady that I hadn't seen before.
Oh,
I thought it was funny that she tried to tell me that I
The
couldn't
customer-
order something
you can't have that food We
because
don't
it
have
wasn't. I mean, it's not like I was ordering something that wasn't on the menu at all. It's like I just want these two items
Can I have
that are
shrimp
on the
jello,
menu.
please?
Just put them on the same plate. If you want to charge me a little extra, I
Make
don't
sure you
care.
get the carapace on the top sprinkled.
I want some forest gum.
I want some gumbo. It was funny.
That's funny.
And then, if you're adventurous, try bubba gum. Shrimp flavored.
Oh. Oh.
You don't like shrimp?
Nice gum. It's infinite chewing shrimp. You just have to buy one.
Uh,
I think that means the shrimp's gone bad.
The everlasting shrimp stuffer.
Oh. If you get to the middle, it's crab.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So I went on vacation
What?
the last week.
Is that why you weren't
You
here?
weren't here.
I wasn't here for the podcast. I did watch the podcast.
Oh.
Although you had someone film that's the same size as you. So
Yes, I saw that. But he's has a harder time picking up where he gets interrupted. I noticed.
You did pretty
I
good.
thought if we
You
kind
guys
of go
pointed that out. He did say I did a presentation like 10 times in a row.
Right.
It was a bit amusing.
After the first few, we were intentionally doing it.
Right.
First two,
But
just more evil than other people.
so we're visiting my wife's family. She's got 4 brothers that live
Oh,
in
the
that
in-laws.
state. And
It makes you the outlaw, doesn't it?
I think so. But one of her nieces had a high school graduation, and another one that's like in 2nd grade.
That's pretty young to graduate high school.
No, her school had like a dance festival for the end of school.
Oh, weird.
But it was outside, and it was sunny and hot.
I don't believe in dancing.
And
I don't believe it's sunny.
they did some song that was
What
in the
is
Goofy
that?
movie.
Fiery orb in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the theme was Disney.
Oh, did they get permission?
Probably
But they
not.
spin around a lot.
Because
Like Disney.
Michael Jackson's estate is suing
Yes.
Disney for using his music in some documentary.
So you think Disney should turn around and sue some elementary school?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the mouse is about.
Anyway, the niece's one was some song from, I think, the Goofy movie. Well, the class right after hers was a Star Wars song. And so they were all dressed up as they were 3rd graders, all dressed up as little Jedis.
Padawans,
Nice.
Yes. With little pool
noodles.
noodles to cut in half that were blue and green.
That's
And
clever.
they did some choreography with it. And then right near, I was joking to my wife, I'm like, watch at the end, Darth Vader's going to come out, or Anakin's going to come out and kill all of them. Well, sure enough, near the end of the song, they had these adults come out dressed as Darth Vader and did a little number with the kids, and at the end, all the kids fell on the ground.
Those kids are accurate to the movie.
Wow.
I was impressed. I'm like,
Kind of
wow,
morbid.
they stayed true to the movie.
Those are most
pretty good.
sequels.
Yeah.
There was those in New York. I guess the next one
No,
will
it
be
wasn't New York.
New York.
That's a soccer game.
Soccer.
My niece has been
Football for
gotten a
I went to
scholarship.
a fight, a
Our
soccer game
friends.
broke out.
Yeah. My niece that graduated has a scholarship to play soccer at a college, and so
Ooh.
she's going to play there. But this was her
Oh
last,
my.
I think it was maybe a city league game, but this was her last non-college
Interesting.
soccer player game.
So the leg fell off, right?
No.
Oh, that's good.
No, she played really well.
Excellent.
Yeah. It was an entertaining game to watch. So,
That's association football for people that don't understand what soccer is.
oh.
I just found out recently that soccer is short for association.
That's true. True story.
Huh, didn't know that.
My niece's team won 2-1.
I did not know that.
That's cool.
And the core visit to nil.
How many touchdowns did she get?
She plays as like a midfield.
Oh, yeah, sweeper.
I don't know if she was a sweeper or not.
Swiffer.
She mostly stayed like defense, and she didn't ever.
She went sideline to sideline, kind of at the head of the defense.
I don't.
That's what we
know.
called it when I played that position.
There's like
So you
4
make
of
up
them
some
in the
term
middle.
and you expect everybody to use it?
There's like 4 of them in the
That's
middle.
a
So
soccer term?
are there 4 sweepers on a team?
No, not usually at the same
She was
time.
one of like 4 girls that were in the middle of the field.
Interesting.
So
There's 2 forwards then?
Sure. I didn't pay that close attention, apparently.
Apparently not. I'm trying to talk sports to you and you can't
There were
remember.
kids running around. Who knows what they were doing?
I did watch a basketball game, which I don't usually watch NBA on TV.
Oh, weird.
It's better just turn it on the last quarter. That's all you need.
Well, my brother-in-laws were interested in the game. They're big LeBron James fans.
The guy worked through on his back trying to show somebody what's his name for the Utah Jazz used to do. Karl
Oh,
Malone. He's trying to show the Karl Malone elbow and threw his back out.
oh, yeah, I call that when I elbow someone the Karl Maloning them.
It's a bunch of baloney.
Anyway, it was the Game 7 of the Eastern
Conference.
Finals. So it was the Cavaliers and the Celtics.
So they took the game cavalierly.
Well, the Celtics started out leading, but then,
Why do they call them the Celtics, not the Celtics?
I don't know. Ask Larry Bird. So, a funny story, I was rooting for the Celtics
Start the team.
just because I don't care, and my exposure to the Celtics was when we were kids playing Commodore 64, and we had a game called One on One, and it was Larry Bird versus Dr. J. And so, for some reason, I always played as Larry Bird, and DVD always played as Dr. J, so I started saying that I liked the Celtics, even though I'd never seen them play basketball on TV. Well, now I have.
There you
It seemed more of a team effort than the Cavaliers, because basically it was just, what's the guy, James? LeBron doing all the heavy lifting.
go. Who's a good basketball player?
And I
So-
guess that's a thing, because my brother-in-law showed me a video from Saturday Night Live where they were showing the other players from the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this one guy's like, I'm so-and-so, and I give LeBron high fives when he throws first three throws.
That's his job with the team.
Another guy's like, yeah, I do the pick and roll. I pick up his laundry and do it for him and drop and roll on down to the laundromat or something like that. So the guy's like, I wear jeans. No one notices. It's just like, what the heck? So, yeah, it was pretty funny.
So I kind of picked my favorite basketball player. I started watching it again for a little bit based on my favorite, or basketball team based on the guy that I thought I liked his way he played the best.
Oh, okay.
That was the Spurs because of Manu Ginobili. He was a European player, but he looks very out of control when he's
Oh, yeah.
going with the ball, but he's really good. I kind of think that's how I look when I play basketball, completely out of control.
That's what I was just thinking.
Occasionally the ball goes in.
Yeah, I still don't understand all the fouls. That's probably why whenever I try to play, I foul like crazy.
Well, there's ducks, there's geese.
There's the non-water foul too. We have
Yeah,
Quail.
so. And I tend to Karl Malone people a lot when I play, so.
No.
I've broken someone's ankle
Whoa,
playing basketball.
you were turned around that quick, huh?
No, he landed on my foot.
Oh, okay.
We both went up for a rebound. I landed first, probably because of my lack of jump vertical ability. He just happened to be a stockholder in the company I worked for.
Uh-oh.
A short 3 years later, I was laid off. Coincidence?
Oh, coincidence?
I think so.
He's like, we're doing layoffs. All right, who's that guy who broke my ankle?
Get rid of him first.
I don't play basketball.
I don't, as a rule, now.
I like to play fun games of basketball.
I play association
I also like to spell
basketball.
force correctly.
How do you spell it?
I think there's 2 R's.
That's only if it's the name.
What?
Well,
This is Gum from the Forest.
But
So
it's capitalized like a name.
I used to live on a street that had forest in the name. It was
Did
like
you?
Forest Park or something. But some
Forest
some
Park.
things had it spelled with 2 R's and others with 1. Like the street sign, I think had 2 R's, but on Google Maps it had 1.
That's awesome.
And
Love that.
sometimes when we'd get mail, it would say one way or the other.
So was it named after a person or a group of trees?
I don't know.
Or is it a place for rest?
It was a
could be.
place
It's a cozy
where
forest.
my neighbor parked his boat in front of my house. all summer.
Oh, that's the place
Like right in front of your door so you couldn't get out?
That's where I got that
No, but-
nastygram from a neighbor.
So that we couldn't park in front of the house. We only had room in the driveway for one car. And if you park in front of somebody else's house, they would leave a nasty note on your
That's
But
where you give
Even
your
if you
kids...
park in front of someone else's house that is vacant, that no one lives there, you park in
Yeah.
front of that house, the person across the street thinks that's their parking spot.
right.
What
but
you
it's
do-
like public road, people.
You give your kids a hammer and a handful of nails and tell them to go practice. Make sure you pull the nails out when you're done.
And wear these gloves so you don't leave fingerprints.
That's destructive.
And wear this mask so they can't tell who you are.
But he's still, so you don't look short.
And do it at night. Enginerdy
So-
Show does not condone vandalizing other people's
So
property.
our stand-in person we had last week,
Yes.
he is on his high school
Musical.
No, they're ballroom and swing dance club,
Oh.
and they're going to have a showcase tomorrow night. Well, I just happened the dog was barking yesterday, so I went and looked out the window and I see one of his friends getting out of his car, and then I noticed that friend's holding crutches. And then I see him helping my son out of the side door of his car
Uh-oh.
with the crutches.
Oh boy.
So apparently they're doing what's called chair falls.
Uh-huh.
It's part of a dance thing, I guess, where you like put one foot on the back of a chair and not on the seat, and then tip it, so they didn't step off like you're just walking over it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the chairs they used apparently aren't the greatest chairs for doing that, and he fell, and twisted his ankle.
It was attached to the ground.
Doing
oh.
a chair fall,
Is that like a pratfall?
I guess. But his ankle was swollen.
It ended up being
and
one.
It was a little bit bruised.
Did anyone
But
get it on video?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
He was hoping he would dance this
Opportunity
Friday.
wasted.
Well,
I
I
can
got
dance
home
with crutches.
I got home today, and he got up off the couch and walked to the kitchen like no limp.
Faking. He was
It's
faking
like,
it.
what?
Maybe just do breakdancing.
And then his friend came over and taped his ankle up
Mm-hmm.
to see if they could actually do like dance moves. And he was doing it.
Huh.
He's like, I can just ignore the pain.
Nice.
It's like
Play for the pain!
this is the same son that before had 3 elbows once. After football practice.
Yeah.
You came in here with only two
2
elbows.
elbows.
Why did you got
leave
3?
with 2 elbows?
You need to put one of those back, mister.
That's right.
He took more than your fair share.
And he can actually feel in his arm still where the break was.
Oh, wow.
I was in a play as a young
What?
man,
A young lad?
and
You were a thespian?
I, like, it was like the day or 2 days before dress rehearsal, and I threw my back out moving some scenery,
Well, don't throw your back out with the bathwater.
and
You're supposed to move the scenery back and it puts it the other way. That's how it works.
so
Just like if you get dizzy on a roller coaster, go on one that goes the opposite direction.
no,
We
I
did that.
Fix you
I
right.
don't think that works.
It did work, actually.
Yeah, you should try it. It works every
I've
time.
heard this story.
Oh, okay.
I believe it doesn't work.
Oh, darn.
But
You
yeah.
can't trust our memory. We're old.
It's in my name, even. Old.
Mr. P. Old.
At least it's not old P, right?
He's so
Yeah.
old, the only time he doesn't have to go to the bathroom is when he's going to the bathroom.
That's silly false. Anyway,
So I took it easy and performed.
Nice.
I was
I
a
was-
pirate. Arr!
I was in a play once in like 3rd grade.
Did you hurt your back?
No, I had one line. I don't remember what it was now.
It was a Klingon.
No, but I walk onto the stage with a shotgun and then say my line and then walk off the stage.
That was it?
Yes. It was some
Surprised that didn't blossom
Thanksgiving
into
play,
a bigger,
and I think it was one of Dad's guns.
like a real
You had an
shotgun?
actual
Yes.
shotgun?
Yes.
They're like,
That's
This
probably
is-
okay back then.
Things were different back
Yeah.
in the 80s, okay?
Way back in the 80s.
they're like, this is the weirdest Othello I've ever seen.
Why is that tree holding a shotgun?
I was a forest, okay? No.
Uh,
I don't remember what the line was. Let's shoot the turkey. Who knows?
Oh, I think that was it. Is it Tom the Turkey?
I don't know. Is that a play?
Yes. For children.
Oh, well, I was a children.
Eat me, I'm a turkey.
Madam Muscat, I'm beating you.
Yes.
What? Why am I not familiar with this?
It's a comedian. that does it.
Hello.
Oh,
You need to look it up.
What comedian is that?
I don't know.
I can't
We'll find
remember.
out.
Beating him a turkey. That's good.
You got me
What's that
laughing
for
too
Hawaii?
much. Now I'm having a hard time breathing.
Frijoles is frijoles bean in Spanish? I didn't know that.
I did.
Oops. You made me
What's
misspell
this?
turkey by saying
You wrote for holy.
turkey murdered during speech. What?
I don't. Can you murder a turkey?
What? Who sings it?
Usually they call that slaughtering
Oh, Duke Tomato.
it.
What?
That's right.
Duke Tomato is his name.
Yep.
I guess.
I
Okay.
heard on the Bob and Tom show back in the 90s.
Never heard of that.
It's a morning show.
Oh,
There's a guy named Bob and a guy named
That's
Tom.
why he's never heard of it. He's
yes.
never been up in the morning.
What's
The
great
birth
message?
of America has all truth been understood. From the toucan to the tiny sofa when you're through. Eat me! I'm a turkey. The next day I'll be a tasty sandwich too. Oh,
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
Oh, my son, I was listening to something. He's like, here's some weird stuff. Check out Flamingo. It's a song.
Oh,
It's got Japanese in it.
a bird?
It's talking about the flamingo, the bird. And that's eating shrimp and it changes colors. So then I showed him some Pogo videos, which is an Australian guy that does mashups of TV show lyrics to music, so makes dance music out of it.
Hmm.
Also, he's got a Star Wars or Star Trek one. It's pretty funny.
Hmm.
They thought, Dad, you are weird. Like, thank you. I would hope so.
He's been weird since the 70s.
That's right.
Has nothing to do with me sitting on his head when he was a baby.
Nothing at all. Or the electrocution by sticking scissors in a Germany outlet, which is like 220, I think.
And they were left-handed.
I kept yelling, 9, 9!
So it's like another 9 times. Apparently it threw me across the room, so I heard.
I don't remember that.
No,
You were really young, so was I. I must say.
You must say. Alright, well, do we have any more banter?
Nope.
Get on with it!
Alright, let's do some nerdiculture.
Alrighty.
So I
It's
came
not me. Why are
It's
you
mine.
looking around like a turkey?
Turkey's not
on
coming in.
Thanksgiving Eve. Oh, who's gonna get me? Anyway, I came across something that was talking about trial by ordeal that they did back in
Oh,
the
yes.
Middle Ages.
Oh, with witches.
Witches!
No, bridge Oliver.
It's almost as good as trial by combat.
Yeah, that's another
Weird,
thing.
the strongest guy is always the but it's right.
There's always the innocent one. Oh. No, but and this was a while ago. In 2010, economics professor from George Mason University named Peter T. Leeson
Ooh.
wrote a paper about trial by ordeal, and his theory was that most of the time the trial was successful in figuring out who was innocent.
So
So-
witches float?
Was it just witches, or
witches
are we
float.
talking about?
I think it was
Other
in all
crimes?
kinds of crimes.
Oh,
How do they know?
Okay, so this is how the theory goes. So, back in Middle Ages Europe,
Right?
they would give the accused, especially if they didn't have witnesses or
what's going
anything.
on out there?
I don't know.
They don't have witnesses or
Trying to use my dad voice. Hold on a second.
what do they call that? Dang it, I'm having a hard time.
This is
thinking
making
of words.
Polygraph.
We could.
Yeah, they didn't have polygraph. They also didn't have.
They're all gone.
you two knock it off!
They didn't have items that would be tied to your guilt or innocence. What are those called?
Sorry. What did you say? What was that?
Items that are tied
Oh, items?
to your innocence or the.
Like a break to
Events.
see me float?
It's a voodoo doll.
No, what's the name of those things?
It's evidence.
Evidence. Yes. It's okay. I couldn't
Wow.
think of
Duck!
I couldn't think of the word fraud earlier, and I'm like,
Build a bridge out of it.
I'm like pulling out of the driveway, and the word finally occurs
just
to
yelled
me,
it.
and so
Oh, you got Frank Oz.
I texted it to my wife.
I went for a half hour.
I was trying to tell her something, and I could not think of the word fraud. So I'm like, when I think of
like
it, I'll
you're a
text it to
fraud.
you. Yeah. Anyway.
one of my favorite children's books is Fraud and Toad.
This story is fraud with problems.
Yes, it's very fraud with
Fraud and
ordeals. This is an ordeal.
Oh.
No, just kidding. Anyway, if they didn't have evidence
Or
or witnesses, sometimes they would say, okay, well, we'll have God decide if you're innocent or guilty. So you can either
By
plead
killing
guilty.
you, and you can talk to him.
No, you can either plead guilty or we'll put you through a trial ordeal. And a lot of times the priest could tell if they were innocent or not by how they reacted to that, because the people believed that the trial by ordeal would actually tell the truth about what happens. And so
there's some faith on the part of
yes, so if they
accused.
are guilty, a lot of times they would just confess.
Mm.
If they were innocent, then they would say, yeah, let's do the trial by ordeal because I know I'm innocent. And
So
so
they'd still put him through it, though,
yes,
right?
but the thing is, the priest had full control over the trial. And a lot of times the trial would be like, they have to hold like a red hot piece of iron, or what was the other one? Put their arm in a boiling pot of water to grab a stone out of the bottom. But the priest basically controlled how hot it actually was and whether or not they would actually be hurt by it. So what they would do is they'd have them do that, and then they'd bind up their bandage, and then they'd check it like 3 days later. If it was healed, then they were innocent. If not, they were guilty. And since the priest does the ordeal pretty much thinking that the person was innocent, he would make it so they would pass.
Right.
So that's the theory that this guy had, was that
Or
the
you
trial
get a
by ordeal.
sadist. And
Well, there are other trial by ordeals that happen in other parts of the world, like Africa. And a lot of times those ones are not, you don't get the choice to plead guilty.
Oh.
It's just, if you die, then you were guilty. If you live, then you're innocent.
Right.
And it usually involves like administering some kind of poison. And if they vomit it up, then they're innocent. If they ingest it and die, then they're guilty.
Oh.
But it's interesting that the theory is interesting that you've got people in the Middle Ages that are gaming the system to actually use psychology to figure out if they're innocent or guilty.
It's kind of like the story of the women that are both claiming the baby, and
oh yeah,
King Solomon or whoever. It's like, well, we'll just cut it in half, and the woman that wasn't a total psychopath ended up being the mother.
Yeah.
Or got the baby at least.
Yeah, from the Old Testament of the Bible.
It kind of reminds me of the book and movie Dune, when the main character is put through a trial by ordeal with one of the witch mothers, whatever, where he puts his hand in a box that makes his hand feel like it's burning away and the flesh is falling off.
Mm-hmm.
And she has poison to his neck. She says, "You pull your hand out, then we know you're not human. You're an animal. We'll just kill you." And so he thinks his hand is like burned away to nothing, and he pulls it out, and his hand's just fine.
Interesting.
And then Jean-Luc Picard showed up somehow.
Yeah.
And did a
He was
musical
there.
number of
And then,
Sting.
yeah, Sting was there.
Is this just a dream you had, or is this an actual movie?
No, this is the movie, I swear.
That part wasn't in the book then.
One of the trials
I'm pretty
by
sure Jean-Luc Picard
ordeal.
wasn't in the book.
One of the trials by ordeal I was
Pressing
reading
the
about
box.
was, and this was especially if it was like a priest that was accused of like perjury or something, is they would kneel in front of an altar and pray really loud, and then they'd have to eat a biscuit, and if they choked on the biscuit, then he was guilty, and if he didn't, then he was innocent. It's like,
wow.
Okay.
Guessing a lot of them got away with it.
A lot of them passed
Well,
the test.
maybe if you were feeling
this entire plate of
maybe if you were feeling guilty,
Yes, exactly.
Your mouth
is
is
dry.
you'd have dry mouth.
It goes back to the whole
Could be
psychology
a
thing.
physiological
If
response.
you believe that you're going to be caught being guilty,
yeah.
then you might have a physical reaction that makes you choke on the biscuit. So it kind of reminds me of what do they
If it
call that
chokes
in
on
medicine?
the biscuit, you must acquit it. No, would be the other way.
Here's another word I'm drawing a blank on.
Flatulence.
No, in medicine, when you take something that doesn't
Cure.
actually
Oh,
do anything.
Placebo?
Placebo, yes. It's kind of like a placebo effect of the justice system.
Did you know if you look up gullible in the dictionary, it's pronounced that way, not what everyone says? A lot of people pronounce it gullible, but it's totally pronounced gullible if you look in the dictionary.
And that's nerdiculture.
You guys look like you doubt me. Go look it up.
I doubt most things you say.
It's because
Well, for Technergy, we're going to talk about something crusty.
The
Which
clown?
Is
don't mess around. No, it's only the clown.
no, it's actually...
It's an acronym.
This is a
Or
times...
Or is it a backronym?
It's a kilopower reactor using Stirling technology.
Oh, silver.
So
That's only crust.
no, it's not sterling silver. So the problem with this is being designed by NASA for space.
And what does NASA stand
Use.
for?
The
National Aeronautic Administration.
National
National Awesome Spelling Academics.
Aromatic.
Aerobatic. I don't think we should have space there anymore.
Science.
Anywho, it's a small 10 kilowatt nuclear reactor,
That can fit in your pocket.
and so
Build a bridge out of
the
it.
cool thing about this is it uses a Stirling engine to create the power instead of using a turbine.
Ah.
So turbines have
Trying
lots
to get out
of...
of the Middle East.
So a steam turbine has a lot of moving parts. It has to be,
Yes.
So they put it
taken
in
care of really well.
And a lot of close tolerances.
Yes, which is not good for launching into space
'Cause
or putting on the moon.
I've worked with turbines before, and they're
So this article is talking about eventually having a moon base, and how would you power it?
moonwalking.
You guys know how
Michael
long
Jackson videos.
a moon day is?
A month.
Yeah, so the
That
night
makes sense.
lasts like a fortnight. So if you were using solar power, you're going to have a really long time between sunlight.
Also, you put it on rails, so it just follows the sun.
Well, that
Well,
might
it doesn't
be
have to, because
impractical.
isn't the dark side of the moon always the same side?
No.
It has days and nights, just like in
Yeah, it's not tidally locked.
to the sun. It's tidally locked to the Earth.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So its day is 28 days. So every fortnight.
Yeah, so the
So
same
zombies?
side always faces
So
the
it's
Earth.
sunny for a fortnight, and
That's
then
what I
it's
meant.
dark for a fortnight.
But it doesn't get its light from the Earth, it gets it from the sun.
Right.
That's what causes the moon phases.
We get our light from the sun, moon's on, right?
Yeah.
Venus.
Small rocks.
Gravy!
Bridges?
So the problem with using a steam turbine would be lots of maintenance. It might not be good for launching in a spacecraft. But so they want a power source that can last a long time without much maintenance and stuff. So that's where this Stirling engine comes in. So I actually built a Stirling engine
I remember.
in school that
Had
you could
propeller, right?
sit on. Yeah, it did. That you could sit on a mug of water that you heated in the microwave, and it would turn a propeller.
That works well for nuclear, which is basically a big steam
So
turbine.
you're generating the heat with the nuclear fission, and
I like fission.
so the way a Stirling engine works is you have just a container with air in it, and one side is exposed to a different temperature than the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and inside the container is something that takes up space that can move up and down
It sounds
between
like
the two
Congress.
sides. And so what happens is when the
We
air
put a wall down the middle of the island, Congress, and generate electricity.
when the
Hot
air
air difference.
is hot, it expands, and that pushes the piston up.
So do I when I get hot.
That's why I'm hot.
So connected to it, it's got to be airtight, and connected to it has to be a piston that when you heat the air up, it moves a piston up, and that moves
The basketball team?
the thing that's taking up the space down to the hot side, so all the air moves up to the cold side. And then when it cools off, it pulls the piston down, and that moves the space thing up to the cold side, so all the air goes down to get hot again. And it just goes back and forth, and that
What's it do again?
creates the power,
Your pistons.
and you can use it to generate electricity, but it's really a simple, very simple machine.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't require much maintenance. It can be launched because it doesn't have like a ton of moving parts that have tight tolerances. It just has to be airtight. You could assemble it on the moon or wherever
Can we build
you're
it
gonna
out
use
of
it.
So they
material?
heat the one side with the nuclear fuel.
Yes.
The
So
other
it's
side's cooled by the outside temperature.
a small cast uranium-235 core
Mm-hmm.
that just heats up water.
And then once the fuel
Okay.
is spent, you just give it a nudge towards the sun.
So they're still heating water with the.
I would
And
assume
you-
so because water conducts heat pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could put the uranium directly against the container.
This kid. I don't know.
It doesn't actually say, but I would assume they would just have it in a water bath because
Mm-hmm.
Heating waters.
Yeah.
Plus, it helps to contain some of the radiation.
yeah, water would be a good medium to kind of shield it too. So
Yeah.
It's also good large.
the uranium, it says, is about the size of a paper towel roll, so maybe like a foot long cylinder and maybe like 5 inches in diameter.
It's like a Subway sandwich.
Sure.
5 inches in diameter.
Yeah, how are you gonna get that in your mouth?
I'm thinking circumference.
No, diameter.
I was thinking
You
area.
guys ever hear something that someone actually didn't say, but it elicits a funny response? I was talking to LFG, and I thought he said, "What's your favorite ocean?" So I said,
You
said
said
Billy.
Southern? Bill.
He was like, "What?" I was like, "We asked what my favorite ocean was." And I started laughing. I didn't say that.
Next time I see him, I'll ask him what his favorite ocean is.
So what did he ask?
I don't remember.
It wasn't as
No.
funny as the original question.
Billy didn't make any sense for his question. Though. I don't remember that much.
So 10 kilowatts of power is enough,
It's like 10,000 watts.
That'll power my house for
just
an hour.
about 10,000 watts. No, that would power several houses,
So 10,000 watts of blow.
but the fuel would be able to put out that much power for 10 years.
I actually just took a some kind of generator to my electric thing on my house to charge some electronics equipment that's spinning so fast. Got a lot of electronics in here.
Yeah. So this is the type of thing that could be used
On the moon.
on Earth too.
Oh,
In the ocean.
Billy Ocean.
Wow.
If you
Here,
heat Billy Ocean up to
Take this
enough,
suppository.
it's only 5 inch diameter.
Oh,
Poor Billy.
poor Billy.
Oh, Billy.
That's the name of the episode. Poor Billy.
He's like, get out of my dreams.
Get out of my
And that's Technergy.
It's gone off the rails. It's your fault. That's what it is.
How is it my fault?
He's like,
I'm not laughing maniacally. I just brought up that something was 5 inches in
So I said
diameter.
colon.
that's what you said. My dreams get into my.
I was thinking, get out of my colon, get into my car.
Oh boy.
Slightly, that's just a ring, maybe.
Wow.
Oh boy.
We're getting a nasty tweet from Billy Ocean. Just watch.
Ooh,
I
that'd be
hope
cool.
so.
Let's tweet out the joke to him. See if he thinks it's funny.
I think we should stay
That
away
would-
from Twitter.
That would require a lot of
I don't want
backstory.
our show canceled.
Who can cancel our show? I guess you
ABC.
can.
Anyway.
Eat me. I'm
Oh, wrong end.
Uh,
Alright, what do you got for news?
so I was going to talk about a lot of the reporting on the Solo movie,
Oh,
The one about the plastic cup.
but it makes me too angry,
Oh.
so I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I prefer the So Loud movie.
Just so high.
That could be too.
Solo.
So,
I
there's
sang a
haters.
solo.
It's really good. There's haters that think that Disney ruined it. I was like, wait,
Well-
so Disney finally made a movie that I like?
I think it's just become a fad to hate on Star Wars movies.
I think it is.
So even when
They
they
should
make
probably stop reading their stuff.
really good ones,
I don't know, someone that I see has hated the most recent movies, loved this movie.
well, your
I think-
imaginary friends don't count.
Oh. So you're saying the one they didn't like the previous couple new Star Wars
Oh.
movies with like this one?
Fake Billy
Yes.
Ocean, I believe in you.
I'm thinking a lot of it.
Let's start with the B.
I mean, it says a lot about Ron Howard. He did a great job in it. He even cast his brother in a role.
He played Han Solo?
No, Ron Howard was the director.
Oh. Oh, his brother played Han Solo.
No, his brother played a small part.
Greedo.
No. Close
Chewie.
He
No,
was not
Chewie's a large
Chewie.
part.
Yeah, Chewie's large.
He's a large
One of the chess pieces.
animal.
No, that's
I'm
not.
not going to spoil it for anyone. I just want to go see it again. Not again, but again.
My favorite part is when a gigantic R2-D2 shows up.
I don't
I'm
think he
just
was
kidding.
in the movie.
I know.
Or was he?
Did
We'll never know.
Dun, dun.
You will never know unless you watch it.
You have to go watch the movie.
I will, maybe. someday.
Jean-Luc Picard and Sting show up in this one too?
Did they sing a duet?
I think that maybe in the after credit scene.
Oh yeah. So stay for the whole credits.
I heard there wasn't an after credits scene.
They won't know unless they stay.
Magneto shows up and he's magenta.
Magento?
Yes.
They're like
And the E is really important. Which order they go in.
when they come in and you're waiting for the after credit scene, tell you to get out. Just stay through that, and you'll finally see the after credit scene, which may look like the movie's just starting over.
But stay through that, and then it's the after credit scene after that one.
Sir, you have to leave.
When you get to the real estate commercials, then.
So there's several things about the
A
movie
real
that
actor.
made me scared. The actor
Oh,
who played
was it
Solo.
scary?
No, I
Oh.
was afraid they're going to ruin it.
Oh,
Yes.
Um,
I've been afraid that people were going to ruin things I liked as a child, and
that's why I'm
They
kind of
do
glad
get
they
ruined.
haven't made a Thundercats
like the
movie.
Gilligan's Island remake.
Because if they made a Thundercats movie, they'd probably make it a stupid like comedy.
Why haven't they done that?
With
Gilligan's
Thundercats.
Island?
Yeah.
You watched Lost?
Oh.
Mind blown.
The skipper is Jack
Who's Gilligan?
Sawyer?
I think so.
I don't know. I haven't
Oh,
put much thought into
Woody
this.
Harrelson is in the movie?
He's in Lost?
No, he's
Oh.
in
The
Solo.
Lost movie?
Oh, does he play Lando?
No.
Who?
Chewbacca?
Oh,
Yeah, balding Chewbacca.
Jabba.
Jabba.
on Mabuki.
Mr. Sluggy.
He plays the dancing girl that gets.
I was
dropped in
worried
the
about the Millennium
She's
Falcon.
probably not in it.
pit. Probably.
I was worried about the portrayal of Lando
That's going to be the
Calrissian.
next standalone Star Wars movie is about her.
The Millennium Falcon is actually played by a woman.
They
How'd
did
you
a
know?
gender
I hadn't
swap.
seen it.
Huh?
I hadn't seen the movie.
I haven't. I just can guess well.
I liked the fact that they kind of. I didn't feel like they delved into any political discourse of today. Like some of the
Oh, they
ones
didn't like to make. They didn't try to make Chewie a vegetarian.
No, not as far as I remember. They also didn't try to show the only capitalists in the world were in some big giant casino. If you haven't seen What was that one? Episode 8,
The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. And I
Oh,
apologize.
with the racing animals?
Yes, and the casino and the
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Chewbacca being shamed for
People
trying
with
to eat
money
an
are
animal.
evil.
exactly.
And Luke drinking the blue milk straight from the source.
Yeah, what's up with that? That's
It's
gross.
probably not the same blue milk he drank on Tatooine. But once you
Could
get a
be,
taste for it,
Where do you think they import it from?
that was
Mm.
imported from that
Yes.
planet that nobody can find,
Mhm.
Yep, he was just getting the straight from the
without
tap.
a map of the entire galaxy. Why would you need a map of the entire galaxy?
Hmm.
The world will never
Same
know.
reason C-3PO's arm was
Why
ripped.
do you need a path showing you how to get there? Couldn't you just say, like, here,
Because
figure out your own path?
one of Luke's Force abilities to disguise his path, obviously.
Pop.
I could get there in 12 parsecs.
You guys need to see the movie.
Mom's 12 hours.
It's really good.
That would mean you're...
Read it, Mom. That's mean. Sorry, Mom, for send your hate mail to St. Jimmy at hatemail.com.
Email.com.
We need to start that business.
Want to send hate mail to someone? Don't want to type? We'll do it for you.
Hatemail.com.
It's got to exist, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. There's a website that breaks up for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What, it breaks into little parts?
No, they call your
Oh,
girlfriend
the-
and break
your
up with her.
SO,
what?
significant other.
Oh, I'm thinking safety officer.
What's to prevent you from breaking up somebody else's relationship?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Just
for
like what
preventing that.
prevents you from stopping someone else's mail.
Oh, that's
Or
true.
transferring it. I'm not putting my mail in their mailbox. Let's
It's a good
transfer
thing
it.
we're not evil.
Just do it to your neighbors so they get each other's mail.
Like, man, the mail carrier keeps putting this in the wrong mailbox.
Look, you're like, what are you talking about? Look at the address.
Or like a friend of mine who broke into another friend of mine's apartment and put a goldfish in his toilet.
That's easy to fix.
It's easy. It's
Yep,
funner to put a
yes.
carp in there.
They're bigger.
Electric eel.
Like a nightlight. Small crocodiles.
Where were we?
I think we're
Solo.
Get on with it.
Enginerdy news.
All right, that's the news.
The news is that D-Viddy was upset over somebody's review of.
And I still read it.
He still reads it over and over again.
In fact, the title implied that there was one thing I was going to hate about the review, and then I scrolled through until I found it.
Hmm.
So you did it to yourself.
You're-
I did.
You're looking for something to be offended at.
I'm a social sadist.
I'm angry that I went through several steps to read this thing that I knew would make
Yeah,
me
you should have put that
angry.
part of the angry at the beginning so I have to read the rest of the garbage.
Well,
I'm looking at you, Vulture.com.
it's hip right now to hate on Star Wars.
It's been hip to hit on everything.
That's true.
People, I'm the critic. I am so smart. I know all this stuff wrong with this. Just enjoy it.
You can't.
Go read a book.
They may have enjoyed it. They just don't want other people to enjoy it. I
Well,
enjoy
all
it
it
less
does-
if other people enjoy
All it
it.
does is make me enjoy it more.
More for me.
Except
That's
when
right.
you read articles about it.
Yes. It actually solidifies my view of the movie. It is my favorite of the new ones.
Would you say it puts your view of the movie in carbonite?
I would. I would even say it's better than the 90s ones.
That sounds
hard.
plausible.
Okay, now you guys are doing the thing everyone else does. Everyone loved the 90s ones when they came out.
No,
Did they?
there was immediate backlash over
If you were over a certain age, yes.
Jar Jar.
Because that character wasn't for you. Unless it's a Sith Lord, then it is, but you ruined it by
How about when they re-released the original movies with all the added
The
junk in it?
dinosaurs?
It is the rabbit!
It's just a story being told from someone else's perspective.
Eh. Okay.
Needs garlic.
Okay.
Needs
That's
Dalek.
the news.
All right.
I
Let's,
said that.
Oh.
sorry, I've got fat consumption over here.
I said we've already got one.
All right. I watched a movie I did not like.
What?
It was called Solo.
No.
No.
It was called The Wall.
The Wall.
You watched that last week,
I did?
didn't you?
I
thought you
watched
said.
it.
I don't know. Let's see.
I told you about it a little bit.
Nope.
Oh, are you
Didn't
sure?
watch
Maybe
it.
that's what it was.
Yes, I was telling you about it.
My consciousness is like a
Um,
red rose.
the
petals
basic
fell off.
premise is there's
The Wall.
an army guy trapped behind a wall
Army guy, that's technically.
with a sniper taunting him.
Okay,
Oh, so it's
can I
like
make
phone
one
booth.
correction to our young fans?
Huh.
A sniper is the person shooting the gun.
Yes.
He shoots a rifle. All right.
The sniper rifle.
Yeah, but kids nowadays leave off the rifle part. They call the gun a sniper.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No, this was a person.
Maybe it was a
And-
personified rifle. Eyes.
I don't know if I want to spoil it, but it ends poorly.
If it sucks, do it.
The Wall wins.
It'll keep you from watching.
Okay.
Spoiler.
If you don't want to be spoiled about the movie called The Wall, then you need to fast forward like a couple minutes.
Get on with it.
Basically,
Because I've been tempted to click
this
on
sniper is like a superhuman sniper, apparently.
one. Oh, yes. How many rounds
But
do you have?
he's, I don't know, but he's talking to,
Do you have a Rambo round?
he's cut into the guy's communication thing. And so at first, the soldier thinks he's communicating with a helicopter who's going to come rescue him. But it's really the sniper.
It's a
And the reason that he's there, and there's another soldier there with him, is they're
Spotted.
investigating a bunch of contractors that were killed by a sniper. And so they're like camped out there for like at least a day and a half, and they don't see any sign of the sniper. So then they finally go down to get closer to investigate, and that's when the sniper shoots them. But one of them gets behind a wall. Well,
Hence the name.
finally,
I see how it's
he's able to locate where the sniper is, and he gets some shots off, and the actual helicopter does show up and picks him up, and his buddy, that I can't remember if the buddy survived or not, but as they're taking off in the helicopter and heading off, the sniper somehow brings down both helicopters with the sniper rifle and kills everybody. That's how it ended. It's like, what the heck?
What kind of sniper was he using?
Anyway, I did not like what they did to you at that because you
No.
think, oh, they're saved, but no, they're not. Anyway, don't watch it.
All right, come back now if you turned it off enough to hear a spoiler.
D-Bitty mentioned this last week, but I watched the final countdown, and it's actually on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
It's really
so
good.
I didn't have to rent it through the DVD
So you
service.
did.
What? No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, we watched it on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I thought you did.
It's a good movie. I really like it.
I do too.
It's got.
well,
Martin
now I
Sheen.
have to watch it for next week.
Have you not
No.
seen it?
I have.
Oh.
It's just you did it and then he did it, and then
Yeah,
I'm the only one who didn't.
Oh, yeah. So you got to keep the pattern going.
Yeah.
it
then
kind
you
of
have to
it
watch
gives
it
you
again.
the thought of experiment of what would you do if you went back in time and could stop a major.
What
Historical
would you do
event.
with a clone?
Yeah,
Right,
but
well,
the ending where a sniper takes down the aircraft carrier was a little unrealistic.
what kind of sniper was it?
Bolt action.
A bolt action sniper.
Yes.
And then I watched another oldie but goodie, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh,
I
that's a
watched
good
it. Oh, I forgot to put it on there, but I watched Indiana Jones movie as well.
They're all on Amazon Prime.
I know. That's why I watched it.
Yep.
We went on there right after I got the set of Blu-rays.
course they
for
did.
Oh,
a
If
gift.
they find a really good deal on Blu-rays, they're going to go on Amazon immediately
Yeah.
after.
But
Um,
it's still nice to have.
Yeah,
It's
it is
interesting. There are things I noticed this time that I don't think I've noticed before for some reason.
Like the guy that got chopped up by the helicopter. Or
No, I always noticed him.
Uh,
So, for example, he's talking about this thing that goes on the top of a staff.
Oh, right.
So when the sun comes through at a certain day, it'll shine and show where the thing is.
Right.
Well, I started thinking, well, they've already done that on a certain day, and he's coming back later. It wouldn't be the same day.
Right.
And I was thinking about that until he gets in the thing, and you see him like bend down, and he's looking at the hieroglyphics, and you see all this dust, and you see a hole in the dust where they had put the staff, and then you see him clear off a hole further down.
That's for the next day.
And so he had read on the the thing where to put it depending on the day.
Yeah, I never
So
realized that.
it was like, oh, well, that's really cool. That's a lot of detail that.
That's like when I noticed the propellers on the Red October
We're
were
going the wrong
controllable
direction.
pitch.
Oh.
Oh,
So when they were running on the Caterpillar, they weren't dragging their propellers.
there's CPP.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know me.
Another thing that I noticed this time that I don't think I really paid attention to before, but when they get the Ark off of the ship with the submarine, they go to an island. Since the island is so deserty, I thought it was, I just assumed it was back in Egypt. Other times I watched it, I think. But they're definitely on an island.
Huh.
I also thought it was cool that they had the deck gun on the submarine when they popped out the water.
I noticed that the rat that's near the box with it in it only has 2 whiskers on its right side.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. That's the Blu-ray. You can see such good detail.
Yeah, I actually went down a rabbit hole looking at
Rat
deck
pictures.
guns.
Oh.
Because I'm like, how do they keep that from getting fouled up? And
Plugs.
yeah, they put a plug in the end. And if they don't remove the plug, bad things can happen.
Yeah. You're stuck with your finger.
But that
down
was
the
their
rifle.
that
Or
was one of
sniper.
their main
It blows up.
weapons in World War II is to shoot boats. They surface and shoot boats with their deck gun.
Oh.
So interesting.
Yes.
Anyway, that's all I consumed.
Cool. Well, I watched a couple of Marvel movies. I watched Black Panther.
Is that
Is
on
that
video
the
now?
first time?
Yeah, first time we bought it on Blu-ray, not having seen it before.
I had it on in the background when I played Phase 10 this weekend.
Oh.
One of my brother-in-laws hadn't seen it before. So.
Oh. I thought
Yeah,
it was
seen
pretty good.
Yeah.
I like how they pointed out that having a king is not a good idea. I don't think they intended to, but that's kind of what they showed.
A lot of it was kind of predictable. Like, I wasn't surprised by anything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like
really,
the bad guy in it.
I liked the bad guy. I really liked Bilbo's character, Martin Freeman.
When he came on, I was like, Bilbo, Bilbo. No one else got it. And I'm like, oh.
He was good. It was good. We also watched AntMan. We got this one
I
through
like
Amazon.
Ant-Man. Yeah. I can't wait for the sequel. It's really good.
It was pretty funny. It was cool.
Variable physics.
Yeah. It was.
It's a comic book movie.
I'm glad I saw it.
Kind of like Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Pretty much a comic book movie.
You're like, yeah,
After the
pretty
second one.
pretty
Yeah.
much know what to expect. It was interesting. Like, I was actually kind of surprised at the beginning how he became Ant-Man and like who he was before he became Ant-Man. Kind of surprised me. So
Now, was Martin Sheen in that too? Or is that, am I thinking of somebody else?
no, it's him.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to say Ant-Man, what he was before Ant-Man was an Olympic runner.
I finished the second season of a series of unfortunate events, which for some reason I thought would be the end of the series, but it's not.
There's lots of books, I think.
Yeah. I haven't seen the second
I
season.
can't remember if we saw the entire first season or not.
I thought I remembered somebody explaining that it was this many books and that lined up with how many, like they were doing 2 episodes per book, and so that would be 2 seasons. And the second season ends on a cliffhanger.
Now, sometimes they don't stop when they run out of books.
Yeah, or they get to the last book and make it into more.
So then some unknown Hollywood writer thinks, oh, I can write this story as well as the
So
first
I
one.
haven't read the books or anything, but if you like the first season, then the second season is just more of the
Have
same.
you seen the movie?
No,
Oh, with Jim
There's
Carrey?
Jim Carrey in it playing the...
no, I haven't.
Olaf.
Count Olaf.
It's
really-
very weird.
Pretty much the only bright part of this is Neil Patrick Harris is really good.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's actually really slow and not
repetitive.
much yeah, it's really repetitive, so you feel like not much is going on most of the time.
And they're always defining words.
Yeah, which is really unnecessary. Like sometimes you're like, okay, that was a word that you could see it made sense for them to define, but sometimes you're just like, why would they do that?
Sniper, military personnel that uses a rifle to shoot long distances.
But yeah, I thought it was good. It's got Nathan Fillion in it
Oh.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
and David Allen Greer.
He, Dag is very good. I
Yeah.
like Dag.
He does a good job. So
Maybe I'll have to make sure to watch that.
Maybe someday he can reprise his role in
Blank Man.
Blank Man.
Blink Woman, the reboot,
Oh.
the gender swap reboot.
In New York?
Wasn't the first one in New
I
York?
think so. I don't know.
So does that mean the sequel has to be somewhere else? Or
Yeah,
did
Smurfland.
Ghostbusters already prove that you could do both movies in New York?
What, the third one?
Was that in New York too? Was it?
I don't know.
I think so.
What's the cartoon?
New
The
York
real
also.
Ghostbusters? That was in New York.
What was it called? The Real Ghostbusters?
I watched.
To differentiate it from the other show that was called The Ghostbusters.
I watched a movie about people that use snipers that hunted. Actually, most of the time they use pistols.
Is that
But-
a movie?
It's a movie. It's got Angelina Jolie
Oh, yeah. I like
and
that one.
Morgan Freeman, and
Yes.
it's like this fraternity they call it, even though fraternity means brotherhood, and there's one of the main people is a chick.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright.
Frater
Maybe
and
she's
brother
just
are
mother of a different
come
brother.
from the same word.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm sure that's
Oh.
a woman.
Well, you get to see her from behind in the nude, but I guess it could still be a dude.
Yeah,
Have you not seen
the
Ace
parts,
Ventura?
the back parts are
That's
pretty
true.
similar.
I can tell. But it's basically there's a secret group that they get kill orders from an unpredictable source,
It's like a Stephen King movie. There's
kind of. But
Is there a tarp monster?
they basically recruit this guy
laundry
whose
press.
dad was in the order to kill this guy, and yeah, I like it. I've seen it before a long time ago. but it's
I've
still
actually
pretty
this is one of my favorite movies. You could say if you count movies that you can pick up and watch anytime and enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is one of those for me.
good. And it's not predictable.
It is after you've seen it 5 times.
Oh yeah, but
You can still enjoy
the
it.
main thing is they can curve bullets by while they're shooting. They swing the gun really hard.
And there are specialized bullets. Let's get that.
Well, some of them are.
I don't think you can do it with just a normal bullet.
I think there's just one guy that uses specialized bullets.
I don't know. I would guess most of them are custom made in order to get that effect.
Maybe. But Mythbusters prove you can't do that by just swinging the gun while you shoot.
Yeah, because they're expert marksmen.
Mm-hmm.
They built a robot.
Yeah.
It takes
Anyways.
soul to do it.
It's good. It's a good movie. It's an action flick, and there's twists and turns, and
Rats.
Morgan Freeman's. There are rats.
There's Morgan Freeman's.
Well, just one. But
Oh,
he's good in it. And I watched a classic movie, The Crow.
I like that movie too.
This is the first time I've seen it.
That's where the phrase "what the crap" comes from.
Oh, really?
Yes. So he says it in that,
So basically,
which doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
at the beginning of the movie, they tell you in text that when you die, a crow carries your spirit to the afterlife. But sometimes, if there's unresolved things, the crow will bring you back to right a wrong. And so there's this couple, they're engaged, and they get murdered by this group of guys. Oh, also in the movie, every Halloween, people just like light fires all over the city and commit other crimes, and the police are just overwhelmed. So that's a big plot point that on Halloween it's basically anarchy. And so this guy who gets killed comes back to get revenge on the guys that killed him and his fiance. So he also ends up having some supernatural abilities, and he kills them kind of using their own preferred kill methods. Like the first guy throws knives and cuts people with knives, and so he gets his knives turned on him.
He is back from the dead.
Yeah, so pretty good. They've been trying to remake this movie for a while, but
There's several sequels and different attempts at the same concept that I've watched.
oh, I didn't know about any of that. I just saw it.
None of them approached anywhere close to the actual original.
Oh.
This is one where Brandon Lee died in the making
Yeah.
of it.
And they had to do some creative stuff to finish the movie.
He got shot by a blank and it actually killed him.
Yes. Yeah, so even if your gun has blanks, don't put it up to your head, because it can still kill you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, The Crow, it's on Amazon Prime for free
Excellent.
if you have Amazon Prime.
Which is not free.
Well, but some people have it.
It approaches free.
Yes, the
you
more
watch.
Prime movies you watch, the cheaper they get.
Right.
Good
So-
way to put it.
I took my wife to see the Solo movie.
Oh, you saw the Solo movie?
I did. So I made use
But you
of.
probably didn't like it, right?
I hated it. It's so stupid.
He was
There's
never
more than
alone.
one person in the
You
movie.
didn't like that they gender swapped Solo for a woman.
So beautiful.
And Chewbacca.
And Chewbacca was gender swapped for Groot.
Oh, I didn't know Groot was a
I
boy.
am Groot.
Han and Chewbacca were played by Melissa McCarthy and
It was weird that they
Jenny
introduced.
McCarthy.
It was weird that they introduced Han and Chewie's love child.
Oh.
No, it's really good. So I, for my birthday, I got the thing called Movie Pass for my wife, where you pay a monthly fee and then you can use it to go see movies.
so she
Right.
gave you a gift that you have to pay monthly for.
Yes, I reciprocated. I got her one for Mother's Day,
So you can go together.
but I did it like the day we went to go see this movie, or the day before for her, so she hadn't gotten her card yet, so we couldn't do it for her. So I was just going to pay for it, and then the guy at the theater showed, oh, you actually have a free movie on your rewards card, so we paid
Oh.
$1.28 for both of us to see it,
Nice.
plus
That's why
monthly
you liked it
$10
so
fee or
much.
whatever. So I think you go see one movie a month and it pays for it.
Yeah.
The Movie Pass thing.
But you can see how many
I think you
movies?
can't see a movie twice with it, so I can go see Solo again with it.
Oh,
I
okay.
can go see Infinity War. I can go see Isle of Dogs if I can find it still. in
Which you
theaters.
guys still haven't seen Infinity War yet.
I haven't.
Not
Have you?
quite. We were going to, but by the time we arranged a babysitter, there weren't any good seats left.
I'm having this strange draw towards physical labor right now, like
Hmm.
and creative
Crafty.
creations.
Craftiness.
Yes, like
You're not like just digging holes for no reason.
No.
You're building things.
But
And now
how
that
my
I've
kids are.
almost
Oh.
finished my treasure chest. I'm trying to think of
Treasure.
what else I could make.
Hey, I was a
A
pirate
clasp.
in that play.
I thought about making like
Yeah, like way to keep it shut.
I do need to get a clasp, but I actually have a lock ready to go on it. I need to make handles for it. It's
Mm.
Ooh,
kind
can
of
you
heavy, just grabbing it by the.
put a curse on
corners.
it and bury it with a map?
Be cool. No.
Oh.
So I was talking to a guy that does like metal prep work for a living,
Philandering.
and I showed him a picture, and he's like, "Oh, that's really cool. Did you do the welding yourself?" I was like, "It's made out of wood." He's like, "No, the metal part." I was like, "That's wood." MDF. He's like, "What?"
It's wood metal.
Like, yeah,
It's just metal disguised as wood. No, wood disguised as metal.
that's right. I used to.
Ironwood.
Yes, it's MDF.
Medium density metal wood.
Exactly. So Solo movie is really good. It's like I said, it stands up there for me.
Mhm.
It checked all the boxes I was worried about and did a good job of it. It didn't feel like as long a movie as it is. It seemed like it kept you
It's a long movie.
It's a little over 2 hours.
Okay.
I think Ron Howard did a great job, and they should make him do all the other Star Wars movies from now on. I've heard rumor that they're actually going to do a.
Ron Howard is the brother.
No, Ron Howard is
Oh, he's the
He
director.
played Opie, and
But his brother was in it.
his brother's in most of his movies. I think.
Oh, he's also in Star Trek.
Yes, and he actually got his acting debut in Flipper.
They call him Flipper.
What's that, Flipper? Timmy fell in the well?
Exactly. It's
Close
glassy
enough.
on water.
How did you get in the well?
People have long noses. Dolphins and doggies.
Collies do
Collies,
look
yeah.
like dolphins
They
of
do,
the
but
land.
fur.
Furry dolphins of the land.
That's why they call dolphins the collie of the sea.
Episode title.
Do they?
Collie of the sea.
So go see Solo.
Lassie,
I'm planning to go see it
Lassie,
again.
Collie of the sea.
I'll probably take my boys to it because they were upset when I didn't see it.
Oops.
So I'm running out of stuff to watch that's new on Netflix and Amazon.
I'm not surprised.
We have started watching some old shows. My wife and I sat down and watched the initial episode of Dukes of Hazzard.
Pilot?
The pilot. Not the stupid 90s movie, whatever it was.
Oh.
Made with the horrible comedians
Never seen it.
with What's Her Bucket, played with really thick neck.
Melissa McCarthy.
No.
Jenny McCarthy.
Anyways, it was really good. The very first part shows the General Lee, which is the Duke brothers' car, chasing a police car. And eventually the police car rolls over, and their friend Cooter pops out of the side window,
Mhm.
and he'd stolen it, apparently,
Oh, yeah. That does occasionally
from
happen.
Roscoe P. Coltrane. But I forgot how fun that show was.
General McCarthy. No, who's the guy
They're
that...
going to remake it with all the women
I was
cast,
thinking
I
of
think.
MacArthur. Who's the
Hmm.
guy with the communism trials? Was it his name McCarthy?
Sounds right.
Oh, like the FBI guy?
McCarthyism?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So check out Dukes of Hazzard on, I think it was on Amazon. And then last night I watched a comedy show called Steve Martin and Martin Short, An Evening You Will Forget for the Rest of Your Life.
Yeah, I've watched most of it. I'm watching it with my daughter, and so she always has to go to bed.
Oh,
So
there's a certain part that might be a little risque for her.
where
We already saw it.
Martin
Short.
Short strips naked and
Yeah, well,
sings and
kind of. He's got a
makes-
bodysuit on, but it's got
It has
stuff drawn on it.
anatomically correct
Well,
drawings, and
Crudely drawn.
he pantomimes his bits flopping about while he's
He's
strutting.
talking about when he was in the 70s and he got cast. He's like, there's two types of Broadway shows in the 70s. There was religious ones, and there was all nude ones. We tried to get the other ones, like Jesus Christ Superstar and Hair. And he didn't get any of those, but he got this other one that was,
Both.
yeah, a combination of the two.
He's like stepbrother to Jesus or
Or something.
something.
It was like all nude.
Okay.
It's weird, but
Martin
so
Short is funny.
I enjoy the Steve Martin parts more
Yeah.
because Martin Short's jokes seem like jokes you've heard before for the most part, but they spend a lot of the time kind
Poking
of
fun at each other.
insulting
Yeah.
each other
Hmm.
comedically.
I've read a book by Steve Martin that had jokes. It was pretty good.
Can I tell one of the funny stories they told? What do you
Yes.
think? Is that a spoiler?
Yeah.
Anyway, they were talking about that Steve and Martin had met, which is funny, Steve and Martin.
Yeah.
They met on the set of Three Amigos
Mhm.
when they
Yeah.
did that movie together.
And then they were friends.
And then they were friends. So when they're doing the actual first screening at the Chinese Grauman Theater, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
There's
Something
thousands
like
of
that.
people lined up, and the production studio had asked them to wear their full Three Amigos costumes
Uh-huh.
to the premiere. And so right before the premiere, Steve called Chevy, said, Chevy, let's wear tuxedos and not tell Martin. So apparently they did. They showed up in tuxedos for this black tie event, and Martin Short showed up in his Three Amigos costume.
He
with
was
a hat.
the Uno Amigo.
That's right. He was a solo amigo.
Yeah.
So it was funny. I really thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, both of their stories, like when they were telling stories, were very good. It's just
Yes.
like they're kind of one-liner jokes.
And Martin Short's pretty good at impersonations.
He is, yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
And then last, I have a book that I just finished reading called The Armored Saint by Mike Cole.
Oh.
You might know him from the book series for the Sword of
I've-
Gemini Cell.
I've met him and talked to him before.
Have you?
at the Comic-Con.
So this was a book that he wrote, and then it sat in like a. He just put it away for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Treasure chest.
He didn't really think that it would be well received or very good. Apparently, at one point he got kind of drunk with talking to his friend and started explaining to his friend kind of slurring language and the whole plot line. So his friend asked him to tell him. His friend's like, "What are you talking about? That sounds like it would be great." So I read it. It's pretty good. It felt kind of short, but it might just be the. I mean, it took place over a very short period of time. The book did. It's set up for sequels. I should probably buy the next one while it's still fresh in my mind. I like his writing style. It works well for me.
Cool.
I don't know, the main character goes through a lot of interesting things. So it's set in like a fantasy world as opposed to his other like military thrillers, where there's like wizardry has been banned. In fact, there's a group of zealots that go around and kill anyone they think is a wizard, because they say wizards have portals in their eyes that release demons.
And when that happens,
Well, it's got what?
That's right.
turn me into a newt.
So check it out. It's really good.
I got better. Cool.
All right, who's got some nerd cred to lay down on us?
I guess I have some nerd cred.
Okay.
Go for it.
So recently, I had to fill out a document that asked for your gross income,
Ew.
Oh.
but it said you didn't have to include money that you were paying for child support or alimony.
Okay.
And so I came up with a number, but I didn't feel like it was the correct number. So I made a spreadsheet,
Of course.
and I figured out what my equivalent gross income is if based on my paycheck. So I already had a spreadsheet where I can figure out what my paycheck is going to be exactly depending on the overtime and everything.
Yeah.
And so I just used a lot of algebra and derived a formula to come up with a gross pay using your paycheck as one of the variables. And it changes depending on which tax bracket you're in, so I had to account for that too. Anyway, I figured out what it was, and I was way off from what I reported. Yeah,
Did you over or underestimate?
I overestimated, so. But
Okay.
yeah, it was kind of fun though.
That doesn't sound like fun.
A lot of fun.
Like I like tweaking my spreadsheet that transitions like start and end times into decimal hours.
Oh.
Those are really complicated long equations.
The longer the better. Have you ever had an equation that was so long that Excel wouldn't do it?
No.
I have. Yeah.
Whoa.
If you make it too long, it's like, nope.
Now you're gonna try.
So you have to break it up.
Oh.
I've had some pretty long equations.
Yeah, me
but-
too.
Yeah, this was a really, really, really long one.
So I do these calculations at work, and I have a spreadsheet set up that will say, like, it'll show the equation with variables, and then underneath it'll actually like pull the values out of the cells above where I state my known values.
Yep.
And it'll display them in the equation as text.
Mhm.
And then I have the next block that shows what the calculated value is. But it's a lot of work to get it to display the right number of significant figures and all of your equation
Right.
just right. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll name individual cells sometimes so that I can actually
cells.
read my equation easier.
Oh,
So,
the coup de grace was I have a conclusion paragraph at the end, and it actually will go and pull the value out of the other blocks
Sweet.
and put it right in the sentence.
It's like I explained to one of the non-engineers I work with that Excel is a video game basically for engineers.
well, that was my joke when I was going to college. Is I would use Excel as It was my favorite video game
For entertainment.
because I could get away with playing on Excel and look like I was doing homework.
Right.
But
Nice.
that didn't last very long.
I used to have a golf game that was built into Excel, like a miniature golf.
Well, I remember there was a flight simulator that you could get to in Excel back in the early 2000s.
The distant future.
The year 2000.
I was playing with it on my work computer, and my boss was like, "What the heck are you doing?" I'm like, "This is Excel."
That makes it okay.
I'm like, you thought I like downloaded some computer on the, or game onto the work computer. I'm like, no, it's part of Excel. And he thought it was pretty cool. All right, who's up?
So I was going to talk. I already talked a little bit about it, but my treasure chest is fully operational. It right now holds Dungeons and Dragons books
Oh,
and
cool.
2 puzzles.
so it can like destroy a
maps.
whole planet.
It can. So
You went with the Thundercats theme.
I did. The backside you can't see right now has Mumra's symbology.
Oh.
Oh.
And after I stained it, my oldest son Zach said, "I don't know. It's kind of hard to see because I used a wood burning kit to create the symbol.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of hard to see. You should do like colored with red or something." Then I remembered I'd built some shelves for my wife's classroom, and we had red paint that we used to paint our dining room wall. We used to have like most of a bucket or a gallon left.
Yeah.
So I got that out, and I got one of my really small paintbrushes, and then I like sat there and looked out for like 15 minutes, freaking out, like I'm gonna ruin this.
Oh no.
And then trying to use as steady hand as I could, which is hard. The reason I had a problem with the wood burning kit also, I wanted to look old, so I didn't sand it as much as I should have. So wood burning across grain, it's hard to get even burned.
Interesting.
And same with the paintbrush, trying to cross the same thing. You end up, so I was dipping a lot and just doing light brush work repeatedly to get it to show up. I think it turned out really good.
Thunder,
Yeah, it looks good.
flies.
Now it has holes.
Looks like real metal.
You can see the holes.
Looks
Even
like real
looks
wood.
like looks like the metal is like dented a little bit on the top and looks awesome. Looks distressed and
I like the way the box lid doesn't sit quite straight either, so it looks old and like beat up a little bit.
you'd
The gaps
expect
are-
that with the hinges getting a little loose and stuff.
Now, if you turn it around, you notice the hinges are bright white metal. I'm probably going to take them off and spray paint them with the same stuff I used on here. But I'm also going to. I bought a leather belt from Goodwill. I'm going to cut it up.
Oh yeah,
and
and
put
cover it.
leather over the
Right.
so it looks like it's leather hinged.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got to figure out how to punch leather.
All.
I don't know if I have the right tools.
I have it all.
I'll have to look. I think
Did you hear him? St. Jimmy says he has it all.
I know. I've heard. I also need handles because right now I'm grabbing onto like a 1/4-inch edge on each side. I think it weighs probably 50 pounds.
With the books.
With the books and everything in it. I lined it yesterday with red felt.
Red felt. I
It's
saw
like
the picture. Looks
Kind
cool.
of dark red.
It felt fantastic.
It was good. My wife gave some suggestions, like
Stop being such a nerd.
I was going to
Mow the lawn.
So I bought some like foam board from from Dollar Store.
Yeah.
It was $1 for a big sheet. And then watching some of the crafty YouTube videos, I decided I wanted up. I actually pulled the paper off, which I didn't know you could do. You pull the paper part off and it's foam in the middle. It's like a foam board. So I did that on that side, and then I used my wife's suggestion, spray adhesive, to hook the felt down. She's like, felt, if you don't do that, will stretch. Because most of the videos I was watching learn how to do it, they would just like pull it onto the backside and like hot glue around. I use hot glue. That sets really quick. And I hot glued it to the sides. And most of the big sides I hot glued to the sides and hot glued the bottom down. The other sides were tight enough to fit right in and they don't move.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. But like I said, I need handles. I need a lock on the front. I'm gonna have to paint the lock somehow and make it look. Maybe put different symbols where the numbers are. I don't know. We'll see. But now I'm kind of itching for another project to build something like a sister project. I also learned you can actually be very creative and use simple tools like a table saw a circular saw and a jigsaw to make something like that.
Awesome.
It's cool.
So there you go.
All right, we got some feedback this week. Some blogger named Stenity liked our
Nice.
our website,
Oh, cool.
and we got some more feedback from Master Zed on our iPhone
I feel
conversation.
bad. I feel bad.
He apparently was a little bit train sick when he was listening to the episode 2 weeks ago when we were first talked about phone screens breaking, and he said he must have been highly irritated because he
I thought
didn't
his feedback-
finish.
He stopped the show.
He didn't
right
listen
then
to the entire
write
Oh.
an email.
episode. He stopped it and wrote the email, and
I didn't find the email bad at all.
I thought it was fine.
It's like, yeah, I mean,
He just called me out, but
I'm surprised he called. Maybe it's because I'm so like zealous in my dislike.
uh-huh.
But I try really hard to not say that they're crappy. I say I don't like them, which is different. I've never.
Well, and there could be some confirmation bias. I only notice iPhones
right.
when their screens break. I just haven't noticed the other ones. So, and maybe because I know more people that have iPhones than
And I've used
Androids.
Apple products, and I personally just don't enjoy its GUI user interface. I don't dig it.
yeah, I think they're kind of gooey too. And I'm just kidding. Like Forrest Gump.
You're supposed to put it in your mouth.
Oh, that's what I've been doing wrong.
In the
Look at blue bubbles.
suppository bubblegum.
Oh. There's been too much suppository talk on this.
Oh, it has.
Poor Billy Joel. Idol. I mean,
Oh, shit.
one of those
All the
Billies.
Billies.
Poor Billies.
Oh, Billy. If you want to contact us to either condemn us or condone us, send an email to engineerdyshow@gmail.com. You can go to our website, which is the engineerdyshow.com.
Make sure you put that at the front now because otherwise it won't work anymore.
Oh, did it stop working?
Yep.
Oh.
That's probably about the time that
I
our
wonder if there's something I
web
can
service
do
stopped.
to fix that. Because it was, yeah, that link is broken, but maybe we can get it back somehow.
We really need a web design.
Yeah, I'm a pretty amateur at it.
Me too. When I tried my hand at
I'm
it,
less than
it's hard.
amateur.
While you're at the website, you can click at the bottom of each episode to get to Facebook and Twitter, where you can leave a comment for us there and like us on there.
I thought about bringing back our Enginerdy Show letter.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
doing like a journal cataloging our D&D experience,
Okay. Do that.
describing our gameplay.
I'd be interested.
Sure.
Interesting.
Well, if we're good DMs, let their players recap.
Oh, and you know what? You mentioned how my wife threw a sword in the forest,
Yes.
but you didn't mention how she rolled a natural 20 and hit the goblin with her bow and arrow from many yards away.
Yes, right after you missed you picked up the decrepit goblin bow and totally missed.
Right. Anyway, I just want to make sure that was pointed out.
Yes, she did. It's almost as impressive as when LFG and my wife were playing, trying to get them into your group, and my wife took out every single enemy,
Right.
including capturing one. Well, poor LFG couldn't hit the right side of the board. I felt really bad, but it's his rolls.
Anyway.
While you're at theengineerdyshow.com, you can click through one of our Amazon links for the US or the UK. That supports the show monetarily, so we can keep our website going and buy new equipment as needed. So we really appreciate that. It's been really helpful.
So
Yeah,
if
we
you
need
look
some
on your
new
video
chairs.
right here, if you're watching, that is the screw that was just on the floor underneath my chair.
That is 1/3 of the screws that were holding this
The
chair
chair.
together.
The starboard side of my chair is now held on by 1 or 2 screws.
Yeah, one of these times he's just going to fall on the floor.
And I don't do anything in this chair other than just sit in it. So,
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even do chair falls with it.
not at all.
Callback. Oh.
He should have been trying to do chair falls on a wheelchair. It just doesn't work great.
Oh, and go to the shop and buy a T-shirt with our new Vulcan Salute logo, like I did.
Excellent. I can't wait for you to get it.
So it shipped today. So
Nice.
sometime in the next week or so, I should have it.
I might wear mine tomorrow to work.
Oh.
Thank you for listening this week. Stay nerdy.
Live long and nerdy.
You happen and always shall be my friends and nerds.